Hey, this is Mike with Christian Meds. This week we're going to talk about the gospel and the concept of being clean or unclean and how that relates to sin. So let's get started. So this is one of the aspects of Christianity that I think isn't understood very well and also isn't talked about very much. When it came to the priesthood in the Old Testament, there was a whole ritual of, prepping yourself to going into the Holy of Holies, and that was kind of one of the big things with, certain things in life would make you unclean. Like if you touched a dead body, that could make you unclean. There were lots of different, aspects of things that made you unclean and unworthy of being within the presence of God. And somehow we've taken this and taken it to a list of rules to, apply to yourself to, live a Christian walk. And that aspect of things, I think, a lot of times we've become quite judgmental in the way we approach people, And I think it's been a turnoff towards Christianity, where really what we're trying to say is that Christ has done it all for us, that we need to just rely upon Him and have faith in Him, that He has made us clean again, and we don't have to go through all these rituals and hoops and jump through these things to make us clean. So this is a big shift, and this is why the New Testament covenant is actually a better covenant than the Old. The Old, it used to be, we did all these animal sacrifices and things like that to be part of a cleansing ritual. In other words, we're saying, we're going to give up on this, we're going to give this as a sacrifice to you to make it to where you can now put us back in a clean state for you. Now that was part of the whole thing where, Jesus, as the God-man, coming through a womb and being born and not only taking on human skin, but also the ability to be killed. That was a huge thing. Most people don't understand the gravity of, what God did for us. Taking on human skin and basically living out part of His life in a state of, getting hungry, all those types of things, and being fully tempted by sin, even though He did not have a sinful nature as we get born with. He didn't have the nature to lie just without even being taught. He was clean in that manner, but He also, fully experienced the pain of death for us. And because of that, if we have faith in Him, then we can always be in right standing. And that gives us such a loving grace that we are clean. Although our sin makes us red as crimson, that righteousness through Christ makes us white as snow. We really need to take that to heart, and encourage other people to have faith in Christ, because that faith is what sets us apart. It's not our actions, it's nothing we've done for ourselves. It's something we accept as a free gift, and that is the aspect of, that's what makes us clean. It's not our actions that make us clean. It's us having faith that He has completed the task for us. And we very much a lot of times lose sight of that. We start seeing somehow how we have to meet Him halfway. And we don't have to meet Him halfway. We need to take comfort in Him. We need to wrap faith in Him like a warm blanket. That we're no longer chasing our tail or trying to become better to suit Him. Now, don't get me wrong, we need to be mindful of our heart. There's lots of things shouldn't be doing, like looking at porn or whatever else. But if we stumble or fall in any of those realms, it doesn't make us unclean. What it does is it's supposed to be a convicting thing, saying, because we understand the greatest commandment, because we understand that God is who he says he is and can do the things he can do, and we worship him with all of our mind, heart, and soul, then we should treat other people the way we would like to be treated. If our roles were reversed. So when you're, going down paths where you're not treating people fairly, that's when you should be convicted as a Christian. So those are just some of my thoughts on clean and uncleanness. And just have a pleasant week. We'll talk